All right. Thank you, Mr. Abdul Rahim, and also Mistress Chut Pitariana. If you have questions later on, we will have the second session, so you can ask them questions later. All right. We move to the second presenter. That is Mistress Siti Kustini from Politeknik Negeri Banjarmasin. Ibu, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you for Eka. So I would like to share the screen first. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Well, in this very special occasion, I would like to share my research paper, which is entitled Beyond Classroom Wall, a review of research on online learning in EFL teaching context during pandemic COVID-19. Before I start, so I would like to introduce myself. My name is Siti Kustini, and I'm from Politeknik Negeri Banjarmasin, and you can reach me at kustini@poliban.ac.id. And this is the presentation outline. There are 5 points that I would like to share. The first is related to the introduction of the research, and then the second is the theoretical framework that I use in my research, and then the third is research design, and of course the next is findings and discussion, and the last one I would like to conclude and also recommend for the research that I conducted. Okay, the next is we come to the introduction. Okay, as we know that we have that COVID-19, as the previous presenter has claimed that in the late 2019 we have a coronavirus outbreak, and then this pandemic, of course, make or force schools and higher education institutions across the globe to switch the instructional practices from face-to-face to online courses. And I just got the new data reported by UNESCO in 2021 that nearly 1.5 billion students across the world have been affected by the sudden change in instructional delivery, and more than 800 million students have experienced serious challenges in terms of disruption to their education. Okay, based on this one, I would like to ask, what about the impact or the online education in English language teaching practices? Okay, actually, the online teaching of English was already being practiced prior to the COVID-19 outbreak, and some English language teachers and learners have become accustomed to online lessons in English courses. And we have already accustomed also to the term of computer-assisted language learning, or CALL, that has been used for language teaching and learning purposes for more than 40 years. Unfortunately, or however, that the urgent transition from face-to-face to online learning may also exhibit certain challenges for students and also teachers in the practices. And therefore, the purpose of the study is to gain a deeper understanding of the practices of online English language teaching through analyzing the corpus of research articles published during the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, and the research question, this is the question that guide my research, that is, what are the key findings and emerging themes across the empirical research on online English language teaching during the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, and then this is the theoretical framework that I used in my research. The first is that online English language teaching, and also I also include technology and language teaching. And this is the research methodology. In this research, I employ qualitative approach with descriptive study. And then the design is that systematic integrative literature review, in which the purpose is that to create new knowledge by reviewing, synthesizing, and also evaluating and setting new frameworks, making use of the representative literature on a specific topic. So that is about the design. And then what about the data collection techniques? Well, the data I collected from using search engine, of course, to collect research articles or empirical research conducted by scholars, yeah. And also then I did a document analysis, and then in applying or in selecting research articles, I apply several inclusive criteria so that the research selected can be, the research or the empirical research articles that I selected are reliable enough, yeah. And then the data analysis techniques, I use thematic analysis to find themes and also categories, and then I also use coding as a qualitative approach suggests. Okay, and then this is the findings. I hope this is readable enough.
Yes, yes, Ibu.
So
I just want to remind
selected,
you,
yeah, okay,
4 minutes left. Yeah, 4 minutes left, Ibu.
Yeah, okay. I selected 85 research article, and I analyzed them, and then most of the articles in terms of what is research design, yeah, most of the articles that I found used survey based online questionnaire, yeah. This is conducted whether in Indonesia and also other countries. So, and then this is the qualitative articles. So there are the in qualitative research, yeah, interview is the most preferable data collection techniques. So we have 22 research article, 20% of the whole papers, yeah. For the quantitative, so we have a survey based online questionnaires. 27 papers use these techniques. And then for mixed methods, we have sequential explanatory design for one only, and sequential explanatory design is 11. And then the research participant, mostly students, 64% of 54 papers. And for the research settings, mostly the research conducted during the COVID was in tertiary school, yeah, university. 63 papers or research articles use the tertiary schools or university as the research contextnya. And then the research setting is in Indonesia. I found 43 papers, and in outside Indonesia or foreign countries, I found 42. And then this is the emerging themes that I found about the perspective and attitude towards online English teaching. So basically, most research articles stated that the participants, hold positive attitudes for online learning, and only 4% had negative attitude. And then the next, what about the challenges of online learning found in the research articles? Well, this is the challenges. The first is internet connectivity problems, unfamiliarity with e-learning, and then learners' low motivation, attention deficit, lack of direct interaction, lack of learner engagement, lack of appropriate materials, lack of funding and supports. And then the next challenges is time consuming, unreadiness, and then inability to provide quick feedback for students, and then lack of conducive learning environment, and also electric power disruption and load expenses for paid internet access. So the conclusion is that the practices of online English language teaching is well researched during COVID-19, and then teacher and students mostly perceive the online learning positively, and despite the benefits that on the online learning offer, there are some potential barriers that should be taken into consideration. And recommendation, more qualitative research should be conducted, more research in secondary level, and then more research on specific aspects of language learning, for example, self-regulated learning, learning autonomy, and also learning engagement should be research. And then the appropriate steps, and the last recommendation is that the appropriate steps should be taken to overcome the barriers in online learning. So that is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Bu Siti Kustini, for very insightful presentation.